So today in math practice, we are going to be reviewing number lines. So what I want you to first do is make sure you have a pencil and a piece of paper. And then I'd like for you to go ahead and set up the same open number line that you can see here on my screen. It's called an open number line because there's an arrow on each side. That shows us that this could continue forward or backwards if we wanted it to. On your number line, make sure you have this tick mark with the benchmark number 20 labeled. In the middle, you should have this tick mark with the benchmark number 30 labeled. And you should have this tick mark with the benchmark number 40 labeled. Awesome. You can give a thumbs up when your number line is all set up, just like Miss Flaherty's. So the first thing we do when we have a number line and we need to label a new number on it is we need to notice the labeled benchmark numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and circle those benchmark numbers I see. I see 20, 30, and 40. And we ask our brains, what is this number line counting by? So between this benchmark number 20 and this benchmark number 30, what were we counting by? How many hops did we take? If you knew that that part of the number line was counting by 10, then you rocked it. So that's 10 hops between 20 and 30. So now, before I can label any new numbers on my number line, I should always find the midpoints to help me. So a midpoint comes right in the middle of two benchmark numbers. Now, if we're counting by 10, what is our midpoint going to end with? Well, I know that two groups of 5 make 10. So this would be 5 hops, and this would be 5 hops. So right in the middle, my midpoint's going to end with a 5. So what's the midpoint between 20 and 30? What comes right in the middle? If you were able to think it was 25, then you rocked it. Go ahead and label your midpoint 25. Make sure it's right in the middle of 20 and 30. So now we need to label the next midpoint between our next two benchmark numbers. So between 30 and 40, how many hops did we take altogether? We took 10 hops. We're still counting by tens. So we need to think, what is the midpoint right in the middle between 30 and 40 going to end with? Well, I know when we're counting by tens, our midpoint is going to end with a 5 because two groups of 5 make 10. So what's right in the middle between 30 and 40? What would the midpoint be? If you knew the midpoint was 35, you rocked it. Go ahead and label your midpoint 35. It should be right in the middle of 30 and 40. Now, when we go to label a new number, we just need to make sure all of our hops are evenly spaced. So on your number line, I want you to find where we would label the number 32. Go ahead and try to find where we would label 32. So I know that 32 will be somewhere in between 30 and 35. I'm glad I labeled the midpoint because I know it's not going to be past this midpoint because 32 is smaller than 35. So I'm going to go ahead and show my 5 hops between 30 and 35 and see where 32 would fall. So this is 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Give a thumbs up if you can see how those hops are pretty evenly spaced. That means they're all about the same size. So 32 would be, so this is 31, 32. I'm going to get a different color and label that nice and clear. And we label a number with a dot and a label. Go ahead and put a dot and label 32 above or below your number line. So now I want you to use the midpoints and your benchmark numbers to try one more number line challenge. I want you to find where you would label the number 26 on this number line. Start to think in between which two numbers would we find 26? If you knew that we would find 26 in between 25 and 30, good job. So I'm going to go ahead and start at 25, and I'm going to take all 5 of my hops to 30 so I can make sure my hops are about the same size. They're evenly spaced. So 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Thumbs up if your hops in between those two numbers look about the same size. So now I can see that 26 would be right here. So I put a dot and a label. Go ahead and make sure you put a dot and a label underneath or above for 26. Good work, first grade. I'll see you soon.